Hello, this is Sherry Klima. I'm going to be presenting on the Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP System Annual Report for the Finance and Governance Committee. So the recommendation is that the Finance and Governance Committee receive the ERP System Annual Report and recommend that staff proceed to present this annual report to the City Council. As you may recall, there are separate technology systems that provide the foundational framework or backbone for nearly all of the city functions, such as timekeeping, payroll, financial management, HR, community development, utility billing, and assets maintenance. And the ERP integrates these functions so that they sort of speak to each other, they relate to each other. So for example, if information comes in through the timekeeping system, that information will be shared with the payroll system, the HR system, and so forth. As you may also recall, it's taken us about 5 years to get here with the lengthy process of the council approving the funding for the RFP, having that RFP released and going through all of the requirements. Council awarded the contract to Tyler Technologies in early 2019, and then we had the kickoff, and council also awarded a second contract to Barry Dunn, which is our consultant to help us with implementation and organizational change management. There are a lot of goals for this project because the ERP is such a robust project. We are aiming to improve customer service, both for our internal and external customers, make it easier for the residents and businesses to conduct business with the city, achieve enhanced coordination across departments. We're attempting to improve process efficiencies and data accuracy, provide greater capabilities for tracking project costs and viewing real-time project data, reducing redundant shadow systems, data entry, storage, and paper processes, updating the business process and policies for best practices, streamlining processes and workflows, enabling real-time information management, providing integrated self-service for staff, the residents, vendors, and businesses, integrating the databases that improve process efficiencies and data accuracy, centralizing electronic document management, and designing an open system with access to other city applications. Again, there are a lot of project goals and objectives, but that's because this is a really large and critical project. So this is the 5-year project timeline. There are, as you can see, multiple components to this project that are happening at the same time and overlapping. More specifically to the past year and the year looking forward, we did complete the first phase, which was called Executime Time and Attendance. This phase was about electronic timekeeping. So the employees can enter their time, the supervisors can review and approve that time, and the employees can also request time off. This system then funnels that information into our payroll system to be able to accurately pay employees. We began Executime Time and Attendance in late 2019, and we had a successful go live in September. However, there were a lot of challenges with time and attendance. We had to integrate a lot of Oxnard specific nuances. For example, the police department's 12.5-hour shifts. We had to work through multiple special configurations, such as employees with more than one supervisor and more complex situations. We had to figure out a lot of the hiccups or problems in the system. This is all typical of this type of a rollout, but it was complicated and time and effort intensive. So, for example, there was a duplication of time off requests and so forth that had to be worked through. And then finally, and we're still working through this, is determining whether executime is really the right fit for the police department. And the police department has a very complex shift scheduling of patrol, as is common with other police departments, but is not common in the non-public safety portions of the city. And then city's also always interested in good tracking and maintenance of overtime. So these may be beyond the functionality of executime. We're still investigating that. This phase has been completed other than this investigation of whether it works for police, which will continue. We are currently working on a couple of phases at the same time. So executime also has advanced scheduling, which will import PD's 6-month patrol schedule into the timekeeping software. This is really where we're looking at whether this software will work for the city. This began this past August. The go-live date is intended to be in February, but we will see how this module works for our police department. Core Financials is the most robust module. It is a 2-year process because we are inserting all of our contracts for procurement, all of our capital assets, the general ledger, budgeting. It's a very robust module that began in July and is expected to go live in February of 2022. So much of our finance department is very involved in core financials, as well as staff across the city. Bluebeam is a component of the community development module, which was not intended to start for a while. However, we pulled out just the Bluebeam component and are implementing it now. Bluebeam enables architects, engineers, and contractors to conduct electronic design review, document and drawing management, submittal reviews, and markups of submitted plans. So this has just begun its implementation, and we are targeting May for the go live. The other item that is currently in progress is the Kronos integration. So the fire department uses separate software called Kronos for its time and attendance and shift planning. This is a type of software that is used across many fire departments, and our fire department has used it successfully for some time. We are integrating Kronos into executime such that the two softwares speak with each other. And this, again, recently began the implementation and will be done, should be done in May. And then within the next year, the next large phase or module that will be rolling out will be human capital management. And so this is really HR and payroll processes. As you know, much of our HR system right now is paper-based, and this is going to integrate all the city's employee data, recruitment, compensation data, retention data, training, development, retirement, all of these separate components, and sort of integrate them all into one system. This is scheduled to begin this coming November, so in just under a year, and then go live in January of 2023. So again, this was just the annual report. This is a report to show you that we are on track and we are working through this very robust ERP implementation. We're on track and we're working through all of the difficulties as they come up. And we wanted to just give you an update and then ask that you receive this update and recommend that we proceed to present this annual report to the City Council. I'd be happy to take any questions that you have live at the meeting. Thank you.